Please watch video till end for details. If you are coming to Ladakh, you must have to take rest for today in Leh to reduce mountain sickness. Dimox medicine is recommended from Ladakh government. You can take times of day if required. It is used to prevent and reduce the symptoms of altitude sickness. This medication can decrease headache, tiredness, nausea, dizziness and shortness of breath that can occur when you climb quickly to high altitudes. Nubra Valley has much to offer its visitors. Its breathtaking landscape, high-altitude passes, beautiful lakes, snow-capped peaks, and captivating valleys will keep your gaze and your camera occupied for as long as you stay here. You haven't truly visited Ladakh unless you've taken a drive from Leh to Nubra Valley. Among all the tourist destinations in Ladakh, Nubra Valley is likely the most accessible. A well-maintained metal road takes you across the high-altitude pass of Khardung La and deep into the valley of Nubra. Here, you will witness some of the most stunning vistas and experience a culture you won't find elsewhere in the country. Nubra Valley is located about 100 kilometers from the city of Leh on the other side of the mighty Khardung La. Its original name is believed to be Dumra, meaning Valley of Flowers. Now also referred to as the Orchard of Ladakh, the valley attracts visitors year-round, although the peak tourist season is from June to September. Deskit serves as the capital of Nubra Valley and is situated about 120 kilometers from Leh. Until 2010, the valley was open to civilians only up to Panamik and Hunda. However, following a surge in tourism in Ladakh, the last accessible points were extended to Siachen Base Camp and Turtuk, opening more areas of the valley to tourists. The primary road access to Nubra Valley is via Khardung La Pass, which remains open throughout the year. An alternative route, opened in 2008, connects the valley to Sakti village via Varila. A third route, operational since 2013, links it from the Pangong Tso side, passing through the villages of Dumra and Shyok. Nubra Valley is considered part of the inner line areas closer to the border. Therefore, an inner line permit is required to visit. This permit can be obtained in person from the DM office in Leh or applied for online. I have booked online for all route. It will cost around 600. Leh to Nubra Valley via Khardung La. This route is the most well-known, popular, easiest and quickest option. Most tourists travel this way to reach Nubra Valley. You will take the road from Leh towards Khardung La, pass through the village of Khardung and continue on to Nubra Valley. Start early from Leh to allow time for exploration and sufficient breaks along the way. Your first destination will be to reach the Khardung La top via Phyang and South Pulu. The road is generally good, except for a few rough patches caused by melting snow near the top of the pass. You will need to present a copy of your permit at the South Pulu checkpost. At the top of Khardung La, there is an army base and a small cafeteria that offers free black tea. It's a great spot to sit with a cup in hand, surrounded by beautiful Himalayan peaks. Be sure to take photos next to several signboards that read Khardung La, 18,380 feet, highest motorable road in the world. The descent towards Nubra has historically been in poor condition until North Pulu, primarily due to melting snow that creates a continuous flow of water on the roads. Caution is advised while driving or riding here. The road from Khardung to Khalsar is smooth and won't take long to cover the 23 kilometers. After Khalsar, you will drive a few more kilometers to reach a junction where the road bifurcates. There are many shops, a few restaurants, and a petrol pump at this junction. From here, the road straight ahead leads to Sumur, Panamik, and Varshi, while the left road leads to Deskit and Turtuk. Both routes run through Nubra Valley, and driving on both is highly recommended. The road after Khalsar and throughout Nubra Valley remains in good condition, and soon you will see why Nubra Valley is so famous. greenery will begin to emerge in this cold desert, transforming it into an oasis. Now let us discuss the other side of Nubra Valley, where the villages of Diskit, Handa, and Turtuk are located. After arriving in Khalsar and reaching the junction, take the left turn that will lead you to Diskit, the headquarters of Nubra Valley. The main attraction of Diskit is the ancient Diskit Gompa, believed to date back to the 14th century. In front of the Gompa stands the grand and magnificent Maitreya Buddha statue. Inside the Gompa, there is also a statue of a deity holding a mummified human forearm and head, believed to belong to a Mongol warrior, in its hand. The roof offers a panoramic view of Diskit village and the surrounding valley. Diskit Monastery, also referred to as Diskit Gompa, is the oldest and largest Buddhist monastery in Diskit, located in the Nubra Valley of the Leh district in Ladakh. It is situated 115 kilometers north of Leh. Belonging to the Gelugpa sect of Tibetan Buddhism, it was founded in the 14th century by Changjem Zerab Zangpo, a disciple of Song Khafa, the founder of Gelugpa. It serves as a subgompa of the Thikse Gompa. Nearby, Lachang Temple and Hundur Monastery can also be found, with the latter positioned below the main road near a bridge. Inside the monastery, there is a statue of Cho Limpoche, Crown Buddha, in the prayer hall, along with a large drum and several images of fierce guardian deities. An elevated cupola of the monastery features a fresco inspired by the Tashil Humpo Monastery of Tibet. The monastery administration operates a school supported by a non-government organization known as the Tibet Support Group. The school is equipped with computer facilities and teaches science subjects in English to Tibetan children from the region. A popular festival called Dosmoch, or the Festival of the Scapegoat, takes place in the monastery's precincts in February, attracting many attendees from the villages of the Nubra Valley, as other regions in Leh have become inaccessible during this time due to heavy snowfall. Many visitors to Nubra Valley prefer to stay in Diskit due to its abundance of hotels and guest houses. Jio, BSNL and Airtel provide excellent service in Diskit, ensuring good data connectivity. Located 9 kilometers from Diskit, along a moderate road and amidst fruit orchards, is the village of Handa, famous for its sand dunes and camels. If you are staying in Handa for the night and it happens to be a full moon, do not miss the sight of the sand dunes illuminated by the moonlight. Another remarkable sight in Handa is the Bactrian camels, commonly known as the two-humped camel. Unlike regular camels, they have two humps on their backs and are quite rare. You can even take a ride on one of these camels. The camel safari is, in fact, one of the valley's main tourist attractions. If you continue driving further after Handa, you will reach Thoise, which stands for Transit Halt of Indian Soldiers en route to Siachen and is the next village after Handa. This area features the only large piece of flat land and serves as a military airfield. The airstrip is a critical facility used to supply personnel and materials to the Siachen Glacier and other border areas along the Indo-Pak border. After Thoise comes Bogdang, another small village along the route. Upon entering this village, you will notice that the majority of the population has converted from Buddhism to Islam. This region is predominantly inhabited by the Balti people. The entire area was taken over by the Indian Army in 1971, prior to which it was part of Pakistan. Finally, after a drive of about 90 kilometers from Diskit, you will arrive at the village of Turtuk. As one of the gateways to the Siachen Glacier, Turtuk is the last outpost in India before the Pakistan-controlled Gilgit-Baltistan begins. Until now, everything in Ladakh was barren and brown. Turtuk, on the other hand, is lush and green. The landscape transforms completely, revealing fields of apricots, apples, tomatoes, cauliflowers, and cabbages all around. The population here is primarily Muslims of Balti origin. It was open to tourists in 2010 and the locals mainly rely on agriculture and tourism for their livelihoods. For more details, please take a look at Turtuk village in Ladakh. The scenery and beautiful landscape of the village are its greatest attractions. There is also a waterfall here, but you will need to trek a bit to reach it. Turtuk is also renowned for walking sticks made from the horns of wild ibex. Hang is the farthest point of the Turtuk sector towards the LOC, beyond which lies Pakistan. It is located right next to the line of control, approximately 11 kilometers from Turtuk. Standing in Thang, you can actually get a clear view of the Pakistani side of the village. There are a few restaurants here, along with a border viewpoint as well. Other side of Nubra Valley, Siachen Base Camp, situated at 12,000 feet above sea level in Partapur, serves as the base camp for the 102 Infantry Brigade, Siachen Brigade of the 14 Corps of the Indian Army. This brigade safeguards the 110 kilometers long actual ground position line, AGPL, which includes at least 108 forward military outposts and artillery observation posts in the disputed Siachen Glacier region of Ladakh Union Territory, India. Bana Top, at 20,500 feet, is the highest post in the area, requiring an 80 kilometers trek over 20 days for troops to reach. Other notable high posts include Pahalwan Post, around 20,000 feet, and those near Indira Kargil, approximately 19,000 feet. Kumar Post or Kumar Base, named after Colonel Narendra Bull Kumar, serves as the battalion headquarters located 60 kilometers from the Siachen base towards Indira Kargil. The Siachen Brigade comprises 5 to 8 battalions of Ladakh Scouts, supported by artillery, air defense, engineering, and other logistical units. Pakistan has been unable to scale the crest of the Saltoro range, which is occupied by India. Temperatures can plummet to minus 86 degrees Celsius during winter, accompanied by icy blizzards reaching speeds of 300 kilometers per hour. The average temperature ranges from minus 25 degrees Celsius during the day to minus 55 degrees Celsius at night. The best time to visit Nubra Valley is between June and September, when all the roads to and within Ladakh remain open. Guest houses and hotels are also operational during this period. Internal roads like Shyok Road and Vari Lao will be accessible, making it easier for you to plan your overall itinerary. If you can't visit during these months, the next best time would be April and May. The only caveat is that the Srinagar Leh and Manali Leh routes may not yet be open, and you might need to catch a flight to Leh. Contrary to common belief, Nubra Valley remains open year-round. The road from Leh may temporarily close due to snowfall at Khardung La, but the BRO usually restores connectivity as soon as possible. So, if you were planning a winter trip to Ladakh, you can still include Nubra Valley in your itinerary. Diskit is the headquarters of Nubra Valley and has the highest number of hotels and guest houses. Many locals here also take in tourists as paying guests for a very reasonable charge. Handa, Sumur, Panamik and Turtuk also have a few decent guest houses available, allowing you to choose to stay in any of these towns for the night. Where to stay will depend entirely on your itinerary. If you plan to stay just one night, I would recommend Diskit. This will make it easier for you to visit Diskit Monastery and Handa. The next day, while returning to Leh or heading to Pangong, you can make a short visit to Panamik village. If you plan to spend a day in Nubra Valley, I recommend going all the way to Turtuk, spending a night in the village and returning to Diskit or Panamik the next day. On the other side of Nubra Valley, driving an additional 20 kilometers will bring you to the village of Panamik, another location where many people choose to stay while visiting Nubra Valley. There are several budget guest houses and homestays available here. The main attraction of Panamik is its hot water spring. Locals have built bathrooms around the spring, and there is a proper bathing arrangement if you wish to take a dip. The trek to the renowned Yarab So Lake begins about 6 kilometers before Panamik village. A round trip to the lake will take approximately an hour and a half. After Panamik, you will arrive at Varshi, the last village on this road before reaching Siachen Glacier. There is a checkpost in Varshi where you will need to register before continuing for another 16 kilometers on this road to the Indian Army base camp for Siachen Glacier. You can return to Leh from any place at any time, but I will not recommend. I started late in the evening from Siachen base camp and road was closed for 4 hours in between. That was horrible. Reached Khardung La Pass at 11:30 p.m. I was alone in the car. Thank God I arrived safely in Leh around 1 a.m. Drive safely and take care in the mountains. Please comment below if any information needed. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to receive alerts as soon new video is released.